Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyyil ummi wa ala alihi taslima. Today we are going to discuss the most important poison, that is the opium or fame. This poison comes under the group of somniferous group. Somniferous group. This is under the neurotoxic. So in the neurotoxic group, there are three subgroups. First is the cerebral, second is the spinal, and third is the peripheral. So in the cerebral neurotoxic group, this is further divided into three. First is the somniferous, means narcotic. Narcotic means analgesic plus sleep producing. And the most important is the opium or pethidine. Second is the inebriant, that is the group in which there is excitement and narcosis. So the examples are alcohol, chloroform, barbiturate, diazepam, petroleum, kerosene, chlorohydrate, and organophosphate. The deliriant is which produce the confused stage that contains cannabis indica, datura, cocaine, hyoscyamus. So in the second big group, that is spinal, that contains nux vomica. Peripheral group is the hemlock and curare. So this is the division of, or this is the classification of neurotoxic group. So the somniferous group, which produce analgesia and sleep. So the phrase for this is, "Thou hast the keys of paradise." This is the, people think that this is the keys of paradise, जन्नत की चाबी हैं, because वो just subtle and mighty opium. Subtle means उर्दू में से लतीफ़ कह लें, और mighty बहुत पावरफुल. ये बहुत लतीफ़ भी है और बहुत पावरफुल भी है. लतीफ़ इसलिए है कि ये यूफोरिया प्रोड्यूस करती है, और माइटी इसलिए इसमें पावर बहुत आ जाती है. तो इसलिए इसको लतीफ़, सबटल और माइटी भी कहा जाता है. सो इट इज़ आल्सो कॉल्ड गॉड्स ओन मेडिसन, अल्लाह की है, because it is produced naturally. So the term somniferous means sleep producing. You can see the flower of the poppy fruit. This is a poppy fruit, poppy plant, and this is a poppy capsule without the petals. So this white is a plastic-like secretion which are produced from the capsule by giving the incision. So you can see this also, the poppy fruit, and this is the way how the incision are given over the longitudinal incision over the poppy capsule. So this is the flower, these flowers of poppy fruit. This is also present in your homes also, and the most cultivated area is the Afghanistan, where they are cultivated to produce the opium. So opium is the Latex obtained by the incision from the capsule of a small plant, which is the name is botanical name is Papaver somniferum or poppy. Physical appearance of the opium is crude opium is a dark brown or grey, irregular mass with a characteristic odor and bitter taste. So active properties of the opium is there are round about 25 alkaloids, but we will discuss only the two group of alkaloid which are concerning with us. So first group is the phenanthrene group, which contain the morphine, codeine and thebaine. And the second group is benzyl isoquinoline group, which contain the papaverine and narcotine. So these are the two groups which are concerning with us because they produce the first group, the phenanthrene group, which produce sedation and analgesic. The first is the morphine, which affect over the cerebral cortex and center of medulla. It decreases respiration, stimulates the vagal and the vomiting center. Codeine, it decreases the cough center of depression of the cough center. Thebaine, it affects it produces the tetanic convulsions like strychnine. Heroin, that is diacetyl morphine, which also produce, it is a drug of addiction. Then is the Dianine, this is the ethyl morphine, it also affect our cough and sedative. The other is benzyl isoquinoline group. The most important is papaverine, which affect over the smooth muscle, relaxant, and second is narcotine. So this is the two group, active group. This is a universally important question. So there are two groups of the opium. One is the natural derivative, which is called opiates. Heroin, diacetyl morphine, apomorphine, oxymorphine, hydromorphine, paregoric, that is a comforted tincture of the opium. So this is the natural group. So morphine is derived from the Morpheus, which is considered as a Greek god of dreams, and which is also considered that son of Hypnos, which is the Greek god of sleep. So the word morphine is derived from Greek word. This is the synthetic derivative, it is called opioid. Pethidine, meperidine, methadone, pentazone, propoxyphene, levophenols, diphenolxylate, and fentanyl. So these are the different names which are synthetic group of the opium. Now we come to the mode of action. The mode of action of this opium, it causes CNS depression, it produces analgesia, hypnosis. Combination of the hypnosis and analgesia is known as narcosis. Opium is a true narcotic. Opium depresses all centers except the oculomotor center, vomiting center, and sweating. So it depresses all the CNS except these three. oculomotor center, vomiting center, and sweating. Sometimes the Viva question may be asked, what is opium triad? Opium triad is the three characteristic feature of the opium. That is the CNS depression, respiratory depression, and pinpoint pupil meiosis. So this is called opium triad. Now we come to the opioid receptors. Opioid receptors, this comes under the mode of action. So there are three major classes of opioid receptor. First is the mu or OP3 receptors. There are two subtypes, mu1 and mu2. Mu1 are responsible for supraspinal analgesia, peripheral analgesia, euphoria, and prolactin release. Mu2 responsible for the spinal analgesia, respiratory depression, physical dependence, gastrointestinal dysmotility, and meiosis, that is the pinpoint pupil. So next is the second type is kappa receptors. They are consist of three subtypes, kappa 1, kappa 2, kappa 3. Kappa 1 is responsible for spinal analgesia and meiosis. Kappa 2 is associated with the psychomimetic and dysphoria. And kappa 3 is responsible for the supraspinal analgesia. Then comes the delta. Number 3 is delta receptor, important for spinal and supraspinal analgesia. And number 4 is sigma receptor. Stimulation of a receptor produces psychomimetic effect and movement disorder. So it produces the stimulation of other receptor. So epsilon and zeta receptor may also postulated to exist. They think they are also present and produce some changes. So this is all about the mode of action by the receptor response. This is also a university question. Now we come to the signs and symptoms of the opium poisoning. Most of these drugs are absorbed from the GI tract, but maximum effect is produced by the parenteral route, especially intramuscular or intravenous injection. So it is more, the crude opium is eaten orally, but the alkaloids are given by intramuscular or intravenous. They produce maximum effect. Acute poisoning. In the acute poisoning, manifestations occur when the therapeutic dose is exceeded markedly. Less severe overdoses, CNS depression lead to coma, convulsion, urinary retention, meiosis, pinpoint pupil may be dilated when hypoxia is severe. One thing more for your diagnosis, that meiosis is also present in the organophosphorus compound. So, two poisons which produce pinpoint pupils, one is the opium, other is the organophosphorus compound. So, when there, in this case, there is a urinary retention and also there is a constipation. But in case of organophosphorus, there is no urinary retention and there is no constipation. So this is the difference between the two poisoning. But pinpoint pupils is present in the both poison. Respiratory depression, bradyphonia, cyanosis, non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema. Then is the cardiovascular depression, hypotension. If there is severe overdosage, that lead to apnea. It means there is severe breathing problem, circulatory collapse, convulsions, cardiopulmonary arrest, and that lead to death. So, in the mild cases, there is euphoria, feeling of drowsy well-being, hallucination, tachycardia, vomiting, lethargy, constricted pupil due to the stimulation of the third nerve nucleus, the oculomotor, and there is a constipation. So this is in mild cases. This is the finding in a mild cases of opium or the morphine. So toxicity reading, therapeutic dosage and fetal dosage parenteral. This is the crude opium, toxicity rating 5, usual fatal dose is 500 milligram. Morphine, toxicity rating is 6, therapeutic dose 10 to 15 milligram, and fatal dose is 200 milligram. Pethidine rating is 5, 50 to 150 milligram, and fatal dose is 1 gram, that is 1000 milligram. Codeine 5, 10 to 60 oral, 800 oral. Codeine is usually given orally. Methadone, the therapeutic dose is 5 to 10 milligram, but fatal dose is 100. Similar, heroin, that is toxicity rating is 6 and the fatal dose is 50. Pentazocine 5, 30 to 6 and 300 milligram. So this is a chart for different toxicity and fatal dose and therapeutic doses. Now we come to the severe cases. There are stupor. Stupor means progressing coma leading to coma. Relaxation of the muscle, myoclonic, jerk and convulsions are common with pethidine. Then is the ablutions of reflexes. There is absence of reflexes, hypotension with weak thready pulse, cold clammy skin, that is hypothermia, with increased sweating. So this is the picture of severe cases of opium or morphine. Then is the respiratory depression with slow sighing breath. There may be sudden severe pulmonary edema with copious frothing from the mouth, cyanosis of the extremities, pinpoint constriction of the pupil, may dilate in the terminal stage. Near to the death, pupil may be dilated. Death due to the respiratory failure may be preceded by convulsion. So this is all the sign symptom of a severe intake of opium. Then we come to the diagnosis. Diagnosis is proved by the Marquis test. It is very easy to perform. Mix 3 cc of concentrated sulfuric acid with 3 drops of formalin and add this to the suspected tissue or fluid. A purplish color develops with gradually turns to blue. So sometimes there may be asked differential diagnosis. So you must know what are the clinical comas which are related to this opium coma. So first of all, we will discuss the differential diagnosis. First of all is the cerebrovascular accident, in which there is hemiplegia. The important feature are hemiplegia, pupil unequal of the both sides with high blood pressure. Similarly, pontine hemorrhage. The pupils are pinpoint and with high temperature, but in this case, one side of the pupil is pinpoint and other is not. So this is the difference between pontine hemorrhage. The next is the uremia or diabetic coma, in which there is smell of the urine, ketone bodies, and history of the kidney disease and diabetes. Next is the alcohol intoxication and poisoning, breath smell of alcohol, carbolic acid poisoning, phenolic odor present. Then is the organophosphorus poisoning, kerosene oil-like smell and froth around the mouth. Other common comatose condition which resemble with this is the epileptic coma, hysterical coma, barbiturate coma, or the other which you may add in the differential diagnosis. Now we come to the chronic poisoning. What are the features of a chronic poisoning case? Useful pointer which indicate opiate addiction, unusual mood swings. There is sometimes euphoria and sometimes there is a depression. Periods of depression alternating with the euphoria. Amnesia, हर चीज़ को भूल जाता है. Hallucinations, withdrawal from family, friends and social activities, lack of the social activity. Frequent domestic strife, हर वक्त घर वालों के साथ लड़ना. Long hours of unexplained absence from home. If he went out from the home for some purpose, to take something, and he didn't came to for 2 days, so there is no explanation for his absence. Similarly, unexplained overspending to something, frequent conflict with the law, that is driving offenses or other offenses with the police, developing sexual drive, pills, syringe lying around his house, bloody swabs or tissue lying around the house or in the working places. Periodic disappearance into a locked room, bathroom, bedroom or some other room, pinpoint pupils, anorexia, loss of appetite, weight loss, pallor, chronic constipation, impotence, dermal scar from repeated injection, periodic withdrawal manifestation, swelling, tremors, abrupt cessation of opiate intake can cause a withdrawal reaction. So in these cases of chronic, you must withdraw the opiate slowly, or you may give a less potent drug to the patient. If you do not take this precaution, the withdrawal reaction lead to cold turkey. This is called cold turkey, and that may lead to death of the patient. Treatment. Acute poisoning treatment is establish adequate airway and respiration to the patient, because there is first is effect over the airway. Use endotracheal intubation. Oxygen should be given. Stomach wash in oral ingestion. That is the ideal. IV dextrose 50 ml of the 50% solution and thiamine 100 milligrams. This is advised, and this is a gold treatment. The antidote for most opiate and opioid is the naloxone. That is dramatic reversal of the following feature is achieved: meiosis, respiratory depression, hypotension, and coma. That should be repeated back if there is no contraindication to this. Dose is 1.2 milligram for an adult and 0.4 milligram for a child. Then you may add physostigmine salicylate 0.04 milligram per kg body weight. IV may be given to reverse the respiratory depression if both the regular antidotes are not available. Amphenazole 20 to 40 milligram IV can also be given and repeated as required. Sportomeyer vasopressor for hypertension, diuretic and antibiotic for the pulmonary edema. If convulsion, you can add the diazepam 10 milligram IV and repeat it as required to the patient. In the chronic poisoning, you have to deal with different way. The drug intake should not be abruptly stopped, but gradually withdrawn in the progressively diminishing amounts. Withdrawal reaction will take place in severe cases, even become fatal. At the same time as the drug of addiction is being withdrawn, a less potent drug should be given, that is methadone. A beta-adrenergic blocker like propranolol 80 mg is said to be quite effective in relieving the anxiety and craving associated with the opiate addiction. Naltrexone long-acting antagonist, Naltima 50 mg tablet, they are the alternative to naloxone. Then is the antispasmodic can be given for care of abdominal cramps, vomiting and diarrhea. Then is the tranquilizer or bedtime sedation should be given, and then is the last is psychiatric counseling with the psychiatric person. So the postmortem appearance, external, look for injection marks on the arms, elbow, inner aspect, forearm, neck and tattoo marks, that is the drug abuser. Cyanosis, froth at mouth and nostril, characteristic smell around the mouth and in crude opium. Emaciation, appearance of the dead body, this is non-hydrated. Internal congestion and edema of the lungs with froth in the airway, heroin lung. Cerebral edema, congestion of the liver with enlargement of the hepatic nodes, and it is a very characteristic finding in opiate and opioid related death. You can take that lymph node and analyze it chemically, and you can reveal the presence of morphine. Sample of blood, urine, brain, liver and bile must also be preserved for chemical analysis along with the routine viscera. Medical legal importance, opiate and opioid among the commonest of the drug, apart from heroin, brown sugar, morphine, pethidine and pentazocine are also extensively used. Accidental deaths are relatively common from the overdose, especially among intravenous abuses of heroin, and that in that cases death on the needle may be observed. Suicidal deaths are also not uncommon since opiates are reputed to be cause a painless death. And in those countries where the euthanasia is legally advised, this type of opiate or pethidine is used to produce the euthanasia. This is produce painless death. Homicide with opiate is rare. Infanticide, especially in the rural area, for which the female are given during the feeding. So this is all about the opium, and if you want to ask any question, you can ask to me on mobile. Thank you very much.